What's going on, everybody? If you're wondering how to insert an equation into one of the posts in the D2L discussion forum here's how you do it. It's actually the same procedure as creating an equation in any part of Desire to Learn here. And what I've done is I've just started a new post here in the discussions forum. Perhaps I put in a title here, test post. And you'll notice I've got a bunch of things that are available here. These are actually very similar to the kinds of things that you'll see at the top of a Word document browser. Here's where you can indent some text. You can turn it into enumerated lines or ordered lists with numbers. You can align it to the left, right, and so on. You can change the style of the font here. You can insert a symbol or a line, insert an emoticon. Here's how you can insert a video, a picture from a file, or a hyperlink to another website. And in addition to this, notice you've got these three dots to the right here. And this, if you click on this, it gives you another set of things here that are available to you as well. You only see this if the window is small. If the window is large, then they pop up automatically here. So you can choose the style of font, the font size, the color of the font, and so on and so forth. This is, very similar to what you see in Microsoft Word. You can insert a table here, and notice this strange little symbol here. This is where you can insert an equation here. So what I would do is choose Graphical Equation here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the famous equation E equals mc squared, Einstein's equation, into this. When you click on Graphical Equation, it gives you this dialog box here. And this dialog box allows for you to not only, type things in the same way that you would. Notice it's automatically italicizing it the way that variables are in equations. But in addition to this, it also gives you some templates for doing some formatting that sometimes takes place in equations here. So let's do E equals mc squared. E equals m. Now c squared, squared is a superscript, the opposite of a subscript. So it's a small 2 that exists in the upper right here. And so there's this little template right up here. And I click on that. Whoops. So I'm going to type C, and then I click on this template up here, and that gives me a little slot up here that I can type a 2 for. Now notice if I keep typing, it still thinks I want to fill in that tiny little spot there. And so to make it so that I'm no longer in that part of the template, I have to hit the right arrow key. That's going to send me beyond it. Now if I keep typing it, I'm no longer inside that superscript. What are some other things that I could type? Well, I could type a fraction. Notice I just hit enter here. A way that you can type a fraction is to use this template right here. You'll notice it creates 2 boxes with a line in between them, and I can type a 1 up here where the cursor is blinking in the top one, and if I click down here on the bottom one, then I can hit a 2 and make that 1/2. Now again, if I keep typing here, it still thinks I'm supposed to fill in something in that denominator. So if I'm done with the fraction, again, I hit the right arrow so that now this cursor is much larger, and it knows that I can type something that's no longer in that fraction. There's a lot of other things that are available here. There's also a square root sign. So if you want to create the square root of 2, you can hit this, and it places you inside of this box here that allows for you to type the square root of 2. So these things can get really, really complex, by the way. If we want to do the square root of 5/7, these things, you can nest them. So let me first of all type the square root. Now I'm inside here, and I want this to be the square root of a fraction. So you can see here it made the square root sign all the larger here, and I've got 2 boxes that I can fill in here. 5/7. Now if I hit the right arrow once, I'm outside of the fraction, but I'm still inside of the square root sign. See the square root sign still going here. So I have to hit the right arrow key first to get out of the fraction, then again to get out of the square root, so that now when I type, I'm no longer inside that square root symbol there. So hopefully that makes sense to you. You also have access to all these other funny little symbols. Sometimes in mathematics we use Greek letters, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, all the things you find on the side of fraternity and sorority entrances. So those are available there as well. You won't really need anything apart from the ones here that are in front. So nevertheless, but play with this a little bit so that you can feel comfortable with it. It's actually very, very similar to the tool that you have, the kinds of tools that you have available to you in My Math Lab for writing an equation on the homework or on the quizzes here. So you're actually getting, some good instruction on creating equations in all three of those things. And in addition to that, this is also very similar to the kinds of things that are available to you in Microsoft Word if you want to insert an equation into a document. If you go up to insert and choose equation, then you're going to have suddenly this entire panel come up, and it'll be very similar, a very similar set of templates available to you to be able to create the equation that you're looking for. That's available in Word and PowerPoint and Excel and all those things there. So that's something to also check out if you're curious about that. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And when you're done, you just click Insert, and notice it shows up here as part of your post. Hopefully that's helpful. I'll see you soon.